welcome back. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we are getting ready for New Year's Eve. So I am going glam. As you can see, this is a glam look for me. And I'm going glam with Chanel with my friend Sean from Chantecaille Beauty. So if you're not familiar with Sean's channel, definitely check her out. She is a scientist, so she looks at the science behind beauty. She has great informative videos. If you've ever wanted to know why certain ingredients are used together or which ones you should stay away from, which things are okay to use together and so forth, she is fantastic at that. She's also a Chanel lover, so she also has, quite a few makeup tutorials and things like that. So she's very glamorous. So definitely check out Sean's channel as well. So what we decided to do is we are both getting ready for the new year. So we are doing a glam Chanel look, and we both really wanted to use the blue eyeliner, the blue liquid eyeliner from Chanel. So this is what the swatch of it looks like. And we couldn't decide what we wanted to use on our eyes. So we decided we would do a cool look and a warm look. So I'm going with silvery tones. Sean is going with gold tones, and we are going to tie them together with the blue eyeliner and red lipstick. So I cannot wait to see how her look turned out. She is always so stunning. So make sure you check out her channel. And if you're interested in how I did this look here, so that I can be glamorous while sitting on the couch for New Year's Eve, please stay tuned and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by trying out the Victoria Beckham primer. So I finally decided to pick this up when they were doing the gift sets for the holidays, and they had this paired with the serum. So this is the Self-Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer, and I have the original shade, not the new golden one. So I'm gonna put this on. That's 1.5 pumps. The first pump was really small since it's a new bottle. So let's just spread this in. There's a light scent. I can't tell what it is, but it feels like a lightweight lotion. Definitely feels moisturizing. So I'm gonna let this sit for a second and let's pick foundation. We're gonna go with a full face of Chanel for everything I have at least. So I'm gonna go in with the Le Beige foundation. This is shade BR12. So here's one pump. I'm taking the Chikuhodu T11 here. And just gonna add a little bit in more of a stippling motion here to my cheeks for a little more coverage, because this is a lightweight foundation. And it goes up to medium, but it's still, light medium, not medium full. All right, and that's good. I still have this much left. Now I don't have a Chanel concealer, so we're gonna go in with the Chantecaille Le Camouflage Stilo. And this is shade 1. And I'm just going to do a light dusting of powder on the face. I'm using the Gucci powder, and I have shade 00. And this is the Refer 25. And I'm just going to get some on here and just a light dusting. There we go. And for eyes, we are going to use the Modern Glamour palette, which I bought specifically for the new year. I really thought, it would be nice to do something a little bit more silver and gold type thing. So Sean's gonna do the gold, I'm gonna do the silver, and we're gonna tie it together with the blue liquid eyeliner from Chanel, and I'm very excited to use it. So I just added a little bit of the Viseart primer, and you really don't need much of this. So I used just a tiny bit. And let's get started with Modern Glamour. So this is what Modern Glamour looks like. And I've only used it once so far. I think we're gonna start off taking this dark black and smoking it along the lash line. And to do that, I am using the Chantecaille eye blend brush. And let's get some on here, and just gonna add this in a line along the lash line. I'm taking the Sonia G Pencil 2, and I'm gonna go into the white shade, and I'm gonna add this to the inner portion. I'm gonna take the same brush. I'm gonna go into this first shade here and add this to the outer corner. And I'm going on top of the black there as well. And for the crease, I'm actually going to do a mix of these two top shades. I'm using the classic crease from Sonia G. So just got a little bit of both on here, and just going to kind of connect those two areas there. And I'm buffing it a little bit high. I'm going in with the Rapper 02 into this shade here, and I'm going to put this all over the lid. So you can see that this shade has a little bit more of a sheen to it. It's a little shinier. One of the things I like about this palette is if you ever go darker than you want, add the white shade on top, and it really tones everything down and gives kind of this ethereal sparkle. I like it on its own too because it's nice and simple. All right, and taking this, just going in with the white. So same brush, and I'm just going to dab a little bit of this right in the center to add a little bit more sheen to it. And because we are doing this for New Year's, I'm going to take the Duo de Camellias, and I'm going into the silvery side, and I'm using the O2 brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap that on top here to add just a little bit more sparkle. Then going back in with the pencil 2 into the silvery side, and just adding a little bit more of a dab of that right in the inner corner, just to have a little bit more brightening. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to go into this shade with the Chantecaille eye blend brush, and I'm just going to add a very little bit onto the brush because I don't want this to be super dark. So I'm starting at the outer corner and dragging it over. All right, going back in with a classic crease into just the white shade here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this right under the brow. And I'm barely touching the skin. So you can see I'm holding the brush all the way at the end and just very lightly grazing so that I really don't get too much there. And I'm wiping the brush off on my cloth and just kind of buffing this crease one more time. And I like to wipe my brush off in between eyes as well. So I keep a microfiber cloth on my lap so I can just reach down and clean my brush as needed. Now for the pièce de résistance for the eyes, we have the Chanel Ligne in 526. So this is the blue one, and I haven't used it yet. I've been saving it, but look at that. It's like a nice, shocking blue. I can't wait to try this. Yeah, you can actually see, do you see like there's like, that's not focusing that well. But there is pearlescence in there. So it's a bright cobalt blue with some pearlescence. All right, so I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna do like a little bit of a wing, and I'm just going to start here and work my way in. And because I do have a lot of creasing on my eyes, I like to kind of get the placement first and then fill everything in. I'm not great with wings. All right, so as I mentioned, wings are not really my forte, but I decided I wanted to add just a touch of blue to this part down here to kind of connect a little bit to the wing. And I'm gonna try taking the eye blend brush and just spreading that here. All right, and now I'm gonna go over that again with this gray. So that way I just have like a little bit of that blue there, but the gray is kind of, you know, masking it a bit. All right, I'm gonna add some mascara. I'm gonna use the Le Volume de Chanel and the Chanel mascara base as well. So I actually have a sample of Le Volume Revolution de Chanel. So I'm gonna try that instead of the regular one. Here, this is the brush. It looks interesting. Let's see how this goes. What do you think? With mascara, without mascara. I'm just gonna add a little bit more, and I'm kind of dragging my lashes out to the side to kind of go in the direction of the wing. Look how messy that is, just closing it. Not a fan of that. I'm gonna take my eyelash curler and just run through this. You can see there are a few clumps. So I wiped off the brush so you can kind of get a better idea of what the brush looks like. It's interesting. It's kind of like a checkerboard of clumps. So I'm gonna just add a little bit to the lower lashes. And again, just using the eyelash comb. All right, so this is my eye look then up close. I'm gonna add some brows, and I'm gonna do this just with my normal Gucci brow pencil and the Surratt pomade. So one of the things that I've noticed about this eyeshadow quad is that it really, all these grays take on kind of like a more blue toned appearance. It's kind of like it oxidizes to blue. Isn't that kind of weird? But I feel like it looks more gray when I put it on, and then it looks more blue as time goes on. Like it turns into like this bluish gray. And I used the blue eyeliner today, which enhances that. But when I have worn this quad, again, I've only worn it one other time, but when I did that, it ended up also looking kind of bluish to me as time went on. So I find that interesting, but I personally actually really like it. So let's go ahead and finish up. And I think for cheeks, we're gonna go in with the Chanel Les Chaînes de Chanel from the holiday collection. So I'm taking the FO3 from Chikahodu and going into this, and we're just gonna brush this on lightly. add a little bit more. I like the sheen that this comes with. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and kind of dust it around very, very tiny bit, just to kind of tie things together a little bit. And I'm going to add a touch of contrast to that with the Duo de Camellias. This is the Surratt highlighting brush. I'm going right in the middle. So I'm going to have a little bit of silver and a little bit of gold. And I'm going to finish up with the Guerlain Meteorites. This is the one from this year's holiday collection. And I'm just going to get a little bit. I don't want a lot, so I got some on the lid. And this is the Chantecaille PFO brush. And I'm going to just kind of, this brush is dense enough to use a little bit of a buffy motion. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So you can see that it adds a glowy radiance with this one, because these ones are more sparkling. Now, if you use a stiffer brush, you get a slightly different finish from the meteorites, but I didn't want these to be too sparkly, so I'm gonna go in with a lighter hand. And for lips, I'm gonna go in with my favorite red pencil. This is number 188, Run Carmen from Chanel. And I'm going to use the holiday lipstick from this year, which is Rouge d'Or. This is number 127. So I filled in my lips with the lip liner most of the way and then smudged them together to just give a little bit more depth to the Rouge d'Or lipstick. And this has a little bit of sparkle in it as well. There we go. So let me give you a distance shot. So this is my look for New Year's Eve. So we have a silvery blue kind of look on the eyes. And again, I find it really interesting that this quad tends to lean more blue when I put it on. So I feel like it looks more gray originally, and as it reacts with my skin, it has more of a bluish hue to it. Tongue twister there. This is what the eyeliner looks like as it dries. So you can see that it is a really pretty bright cobalt blue. Again, my wings are not the best, but I actually feel pretty patriotic with this blue and red lipstick here. So overall, I think everything turned out fairly well, and I'm happy with the look, and I feel very glam for New Year's Eve. So I had a lot of fun creating this look today, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this look down below in the comments. And I'd really love to know what you think of this collaboration. So what do you think of me doing something more cool tone while Sean does something more warm tone? Do you find it helpful to see both the cool and warm counterparts? And if you haven't checked out Sean's video yet, make sure you do that. You know, she is always stunning and she loves Chanel. So, you know, I'm sure she looks absolutely gorgeous right now. And I thought this was a really fun way to celebrate the beginning of the new year. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you're here from Sean's channel, thank you so much for visiting. And again, don't forget to consider that notification bell and subscription button. So thank you so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve and Happy New Year. I am so thankful to start off 2021, and let's make it a great year. So thank you so much and Happy New Year's Eve.